Hi, it's Nova America. I know I'm live. I just saw me go live. Um, I just need to wait for more people to come in, but if not, like before, I'm just gonna chat because nobody knows that I'm on live right now. So yeah. Um, I don't know. A bunch of handicapped people moved in upstairs, y'all. Y'all gonna hear a little bit of noise and shit. Um, but anyway, uh, I'm here to talk about stuff that I don't usually talk about. Uh, and stuff like that. Stuff I don't really tell people about and things. I don't talk about it. It kind of happened, as I remember on two occasions. You know, um, one time I had an out of body experience, and it was by a beach. I used to live by a beach, and I was drinking a little bit too much one day. It was my birthday. I think I was in my 20s, and I had vodka and apples, like apple vodka or something like that, like a martini, apple vodka martini. I had about maybe four bottles. I'm talking about airplane bottles, those big ones, like complimentary that you get on Delta, the big bottle. I had like four of those because my neighbor, she worked for Delta at the time, so she found out it was my birthday, and she donated those bottles to me, and I had drank them. So what happened was, I had went to the store after I had those four bottles of apple martinis, those big bottles. Like I said, I was in my 20s. I went to the store, got some 40s or whatever. Came back home, I had like two 40s and a whole six pack of Guinness. Okay, so I had four tall bottles of apple martinis, two 40s, more liquor, and a whole six pack of Guinness. Okay. That night I fell asleep. I remember I fell asleep at 10 o'clock. Okay. That night. And right like 11 or no, 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 midnight, my soul left my body. Like I stopped breathing. I stopped breathing. You know, I was looking at my body, literally walking backwards. I knew everywhere in the house. My soul knew everywhere how to leave the door. I'm going backwards outside of the door. I go down the hall. At the time, I lived with my father. I go down, and my sister. I go down the hall backwards. I go into I go into the living room. It's quiet. I don't see nothing, not a soul. So I go backwards, back down the hallway into my father's room. Now, by that time, I'm scared. I'm a soul. I'm a spirit. So I'm like crying, and I'm like in the corner, and there's a light shining on my father, and he's snoring his ass off. And I'm crying. I'm like, Dad, I'm dead. Wake up. Please wake up. So all of a sudden, I'm trying to make noise, cry louder. Then I try to smack him. I can hear the taps, but he wouldn't wake up. Like he just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, and all you hear is psh, 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 psh. Like when you smack somebody and you can hear it and you smack them. That's how I was hitting my pops, and he was dead sleeping. So, started crying. I'm like, I'm dead. Oh my God. Just wait till you check my body. You feel sad. You really do. The spirit feels sad. I remember. You feel, but they can't see you or nothing. You're like, oh my God. You start crying and shit. I'm dead. You know? Anyway, I go backwards outside of his door. And at this time, I'm scared because I'm like, who's going to come for me? You know what I'm saying? Who's coming for me? Or whatever. Are there any demons are going to come up and grab me or something like that? Now, at this time, I'm scared. I'm a scared soul. So I'm like, oh God. So I'm in my house. All of a sudden, the doorbell rang. Bing, bong. Just like that. And I go backwards. I go backwards down the hallway. And then I go back into my room and I sit at the foot of my bed. And I don't feel me lay down, but I feel me rise from my feet, come all the way up. But I wasn't awake. I knew I got in my body. I knew I wanted to wake up. But it took forever to wake up. It felt like it took forever. I had to wrestle to wake up, like 9 minutes, 8 minutes altogether, tops, to wake up. And once I woke up, I realized I died. It was like 2 in the morning. I walked down the hall. Like I opened my door to my bedroom. I started walking down my hall. And I was looking, I checked everywhere. Like I opened the bathroom door. I checked my dad's door. It was locked because he locks his door when he goes to bed. So I'm like, how did I get in there? And he's still snoring. So I walk to the living room. I go to the kitchen. Everything is the way I saw it when I was in spirit. Everything is the way that I saw it. And I'm just like, oh shit. Okay. Next morning, let's jump to the next morning. Because I just went back to sleep after that. Came back to the room, went back to sleep. But next morning, I woke up around like 10 something in the morning, about to be 11 o'clock a.m. My dad and my sister and my nephews were all out there barbecuing in the backyard. So I had went out there because I know there was barbecuing and shit. My dad had like a cooler of beer and stuff like that. And you know how my fucked up brain works? I told my dad, check this out. I'm like, told him all about the dream that I had in my out of body experience and stuff. And I was telling him things that only dead people will know. You know what I'm saying? Like how it is and stuff. And all of a sudden he looks at me like, I said, have you ever experienced something like that? Because my father's an alcoholic. He's been drinking since he was 10 years old, all the way up until his 60s. So he's a rolling 60. I mean, not the violent kind, but he he's a bad alcoholic, y'all. He don't know how to stop drinking. He tried, but somebody called him the N-word and he went right back to drinking. I mean, he's just ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So he was like, no, I never had that kind of experience. Do you want a beer? It's in a cooler. Like, I got it from him, like, oh, I don't care. Like, he didn't give a fuck. The only thing that, he would have probably cared about was if I was dead and how much money would he be getting. You know what I'm saying? That he could give his other daughter. He always had it in for me. And the fact that he offered me a beer after I said what I said, it makes me think. You know what I'm saying? It really makes me think. People that don't like me and stuff like that, they be like, oh, your father cares about you. Yeah, because you know what the fuck is in his head. That's why. You know, I already know how people look at me and they jealous and shit. And, when somebody don't like you, they have to be jealous of you because that's something they don't like about you, something that they see that they want and they cannot have, even if it's an ability. If it's a talent, that's why people are usually mad. When I haven't spoke to half of y'all, I haven't even looked at y'all. I caught this reader not too long ago, and she just went off on something that was totally not me. I mean, a couple of things she said hit home, but the rest was just like what she was thinking or her prejudice against women of my kind, against lesbians. But let me tell you something right now, okay? I'm not disrespectful. And I know people down there are where this woman is at. I'm not that kind. I'm not that kind. Because I know somewhere down the line we're related. Mademoiselle, I know. And there's another thing about parents. My mother, she is another narcissistic. I don't want to even speak of the badness that the woman has put me through. I'm not going to even elaborate about that. But, it does bother me. But I had to let it go. So, right now, oh gosh, I just pressed my mouse and stuff. I thought okay, yo. And then another time, let me talk. I was gonna forget what I was gonna say. There's another testimony I have that I want to say. There was another time not too long ago. It was about a month ago. I was in my room about to go to bed. Okay, and bullshit, I was falling asleep. Okay, when I got jumped by an entity, and it was a female. You see, growing up for me has been um, not scary. My mother has been into the occult ever since I was in her stomach. And I was born into a world of the fifth dimension. I mean, I was actually born around spirits. I was drawn into this. The only thing that scares me is that they really could kill you. Yo, I got choked and ragged in my own bed. Like, like that in my own bed. And people think it's a seizure or whatever. No, I don't think it's a seizure. I think it was spiritual, a spiritual attack. And it was a female because I heard her voice. And it was a witch. I already know. I got attacked and I contacted a reader and I told her, somebody has to know what's going on. And she commented that a lot has been going on. So that's my second time here in this home. Well, the second time was here in this home. The first time was by the beach when I was in my 20s. I lived by the beach, my family. Could walk barefoot and go to the beach. Now, before that, I did live in this old building. Okay. To this day, it still looks the same. It hasn't altered. The front is the same. Everything is the same. They haven't fixed the building or nothing. No repairs, no nothing. The building is the same way. The only thing code does, or the maintenance people, excuse me, the maintenance people does is paint the inside the apartments to cover up any of the juju stains in the ceiling. If y'all get my drift. Now, I'm also a empath. I pick up energy. I soak energy. That's why I needed to get me a car because I can't be walking down the goddamn block, walking near some negative ass, crazy motherfucking corona having people. I can't do it. I can't. I can't keep taking on that energy. I get spiritually attacked. I can't even walk 2 feet out my freaking house without getting rushed by ghosts. And that's what I call them on the outside. I just seen one today, actually, right by the Legion. And I live 5 feet away from the Legion. It's practically my neighbor. It's an old place where Army veterans go to eat and to dine. and to socialize or whatever they do there. But other things were done in there. Right next door, other things were done there to females. Because I saw the lady. She was dead. She was a spirit. Then all of a sudden, I turned. I was in my car, so I turned my head, and the police van drove by. And then I turned my head again, and she disappears. But she was transparent. I knew she wasn't a real person, because you can't see spirits like they're real people. You see them like you actually couldn't. They're like, you ever saw Star Wars when Princess Leia bent over to actually videotape herself for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then once Obi-Wan, I mean R2D2 drove to Luke Skywalker and he was trying to fix him and the projection came out. That's how they are. And I know what happened in that Legion. This lady is waiting to get answers. She's probably buried here or buried in my backyard. I don't know what they do to women, but I know something bad happened. And it's fucking weird. Okay? I get spiritually attacked. Alright? It had to be her. And I don't think it's Mama. I think that certain people, I don't care if it's female, but a male can convince a woman to kill in a heartbeat. Now, I don't know if this ghost wants me to investigate for her, but if she's the one that kicked my ass, I owe someone an apology. And when I contact you, I'm going to apologize because I thought it was you. I thought it was a reader who attacked me because I like someone that she don't like. And I've been liking her for a long time. Like when I talk to this girl, she's just like me. I know she got a little tomboy ways, and that's okay. You know, I know. And ever since I spoke to her, like a couple of years ago, I was like, yo, I found somebody I could just talk to and just sit next to, talk with, and smoke with, and laugh with, and eat with, watch TV with, and love on. I mean, then I don't know what happened. Then she started posting me up, and I was getting messages from her family. Not actually verbal messages, but telepathic messages from her family. Her family's spiritual as well as she is. She comes from a long line of spirituality. That's what drew me to her. And, and she's a reader. That's not only why I watch readers. I watch readers because they actually, you know, they see what's going on. They know. It's like they talking to me. I enjoy them so much. And I listen. I've changed for the better. I take care of myself. I love myself. It doesn't matter if I'm single right now. I feel like the woman of my dreams or the woman that's gonna be for me, she's gonna be there. I'm not gonna be alone for too long. I know. I mean, I don't think I'm alone. or whatever. I mean, because I have spirits all around me, I have ghosts all around me. I am so haunted. And I'm gonna get on Facebook and I'm gonna remind all these bitches, listen, I am haunted. I'm a haunted person. And I can tell you straight up. I don't care if you think I'm weird. You call me a weirdo. You laugh with your friends about me and shit. You like the kiki, you like the ha ha and stuff like that after you talk to me and shit. I hope that makes you feel better. I hope that makes you feel more of a person. Because I know some of these readers that are literally in that bloodline and they know what I'm talking about, y'all shouldn't be prejudiced against anyone that's different. Sexuality should not be a cause to hurt or dislike someone. Because if that was the case, I don't like heterosexuals, but I have to work with them. You know, all the angels are men, and we only have one girl angel. It's in the Bible. So, what do you think they do? I mean, do you really want to think about what's fact and what's not? What should be and what shouldn't be? Hmm? Or are people so close minded that they really don't know what the higher beings are really saying? What the higher beings are? Who gave us these sexual desires? It wasn't us. It's impossible to give yourself sexual desires, needs, wants. God can only do that. And if anybody has a problem with me being the way I am or whatever, take it up with God. Because if you come at me, you better watch your energy, watch the way you talk to me. If you don't know how to talk to me, then you better research. Go to school, learn how to talk to people, or whatever. That's the way I am right now. Okay, let me get off here because it went somewhere else. Let me go and stuff like that. Let me end this live. And that's it, y'all. Peace.